Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here in the Overflow Room Annex, with this full of, books and boxes and more books and boxes, which we're unpacking gradually. Hopefully we'll have the books at least filed soon. But what I've got, I'm ready to talk about. Oh boy, have we got some interesting books to talk about today. Really interesting books. The first of which is, Lies and Epiphanies, Composers and Their Inspiration from Wagner to Berg. I wonder, it's a short book, a little book with a few essays in it by Chris Walton. And it's really, really interesting. I got a hold of this when I was, researching Furtwängler as part of my ongoing study of the man and his music and other things. I'm beginning with my master's thesis, but this came later than that. This was published. Let me see. When was this published? Oh, boy. In 2014. Okay. Since I did my first master's thesis in 1983, was it? 80? Yes, 83. I guess, yes. That was earlier. I was very happy to see this because the essays are wonderful. What he does is, well, here, let's say what Timothy Jackson, who's everyone, people who know German history and music history know that he's like an important guy here. Instead of the hagiography that often masquerades for music history, Walton offers a candid assessment of some of the major compositional personae of the 19th and 20th centuries. If we are unsurprised to learn that Wagner lied about the sources of his inspiration in order to intensify the pseudo-religious aura of his work, we may be disappointed to discover that Berg was significantly more friendly to Austro-fascism than has been generally recognized, or that Richard Strauss repeatedly reinvented himself to best profit from the ruling power. Well, that we all knew, didn't we? Whether the Kaiser, Hitler, or the Americans. In this important book, Walton debunks the myths of inspiration invented by composers and their canonizers in the contexts of power and money. Yeah! It's juicy. This is juicy stuff. And I'll tell you what there's like 5 or 6 essays in here, and I will tell you what they are. This is so much fun to read. I can't even begin to tell you. Richard Wagner's Dynastic Dreams, that's number 1. Gustav Mahler's Resurrection and the Apostolic Succession. It's all about, Mahler being struck by a lightning bolt at Hans von Bülow's funeral, and poof, out came the finale of the Second Symphony. Well, maybe not exactly. And then Of Forked Tongues and Angels, Alban Berg's Violin Concerto. Then Wilhelm Furtwängler and the Return of the Muse, how Furtwängler was able to finally complete his major works, the 3 symphonies and other things, after the fall of the Third Reich. And Here Comes the Sunset, the late and the last works of Richard Strauss. I mean, come on, folks. You really probably want to read this. I mean, you do, right? You should. So it's Lies and Epiphanies, there it is, by Chris Walton. If you could find it or get it in a library, read it. You'll have such a good time. I guarantee it. Then we've got The Political Orchestra, another marvelous book. The Vienna and Berlin Philharmonics during the Third Reich. What really happened, what they did, how they got along with the government, how they protested, how they resisted, if they resisted, what they resisted, and why. This is by, Fritz Trumpy, translated by Kenneth Cronenberg. Very, very interesting and timely study, especially since, the Berlin Phil has been issuing, the records from the Nazi period, finally under their own label and whatnot. So this is a groundbreaking study. I'm just reading the blurbs here because it'll give you a good sense of what's going on. Trumpy takes on two of the most iconic musical institutions in Germany and Austria, showing how closely they were integrated into the cultural politics of the Third Reich after the 1938 annexation of Austria into Nazi Germany. His comparative approach and dual focus present a double case study that brilliantly demonstrates how the relationship between music and politics in a totalitarian regime was shaped by specific local circumstances that both favored and resisted total manipulation. Cool stuff. Yeah, very, very, very interesting. So that's definitely worth reading. Once again, it's The Political Orchestra, a title that's easy to remember, by Fritz Trumpy, T-R-U, umlaut, M-P-I. I know it's hard to see, but there it is. So there's that one. And then, this is another classic, Charles Rosen, Critical Entertainment. Well, if you know the classical style, and if you love the classical style, and you should, then this book is full of interesting essays that Rosen wrote over, various periods on everything from Elliott Carter to Marriage of Figaro and the keyboard music of Bach and Handel. Just fun to read. Really a good bathroom book. Stick it on your toilet tank and every so often pull it out and give it a shot. The book is organized according to performance and musicology, the aesthetics of stage fright, which is kind of fun. The 18th century, the rediscovering of Haydn, yay! Yes. Describing Mozart, Beaumarchais, inventor of modern opera, Brahms, a whole series of Brahms things. There's Brahms the Subversive, song, like with Schoenberg's, famous essay, Brahms the Revolutionary, whatever it was, Brahms the modern thing. Contrasting views. Let's see. Dictionaries in the New Groves and the New Musicology. Well, that's okay. The Crisis of the Modern. Schoenberg, The Possibilities of Disquiet. The Performance of Contemporary Music. Carter's Double Concerto. This is a splendid essay. A really, really fascinating essay about how he came to grips with Elliott Carter's musical language and, learned to perform the work. And I recommend that to everybody. Even if you don't like Elliott Carter, it doesn't matter. It's a fantastic discussion of contemporary music and performance. And then the irrelevance of serious music is the ending. So Charles Rosen, he's always fun. Critical Entertainment, good stuff. So there you have it. I mean, these are 3 books, each one of which is incredibly juicy, none of which are terribly long, but full of incredibly thought-provoking information and juicy facts and things that you'll really, really enjoy getting to learn and read about. So keep on listening, friends. Thanks for joining me. Take care.